So the other day I was exercising when my Spotify started playing The Box by Roddy Ricch. And since my 6 skip limits were up, I had to listen to the full song. And yes, I know what you're thinking, my cheapskate ass still hasn't paid for Spotify Premium, but that's not the point of the video. This is a good thing, because I actually enjoyed listening to the song. In fact, it made me remember how good music was during the pandemic. So I rushed over to YouTube to hear what it's been up to, and I was very disappointed. But not in the music quality, I was disappointed in the amount of hype the boy had lost. Despite getting millions upon millions of views on his latest songs, nobody is paying attention to him, so this made me go deep into the rabbit hole. By now, I completely stopped exercising, and I needed to figure out just how did Roddy fall off, and then I realized he wasn't the only one. Nearly half of all the big artists who blew up around this time have all suffered a major decline, whether it's bad albums or just stupid controversies. These are the biggest fall-offs of the 2020s, starting with a man who had potential to become the next Jay-Z.
Cap.
Okay, forget about that last part about Jay-Z. But either way, if you were alive during the pandemic, Rap Star was the only thing you could listen to. I mean, you could not escape the song. But this wasn't a bad thing, because it was genuinely a good song which deserved all the hype. And the best part about Polo G is that unlike the other artists who were blowing up around this time, he wasn't a one-hit wonder. And by the looks of it, his numbers were saying the exact same thing. By the age of 24, he made history by becoming the first rapper to have all of his albums go double platinum. Yeah. These are accomplishments your favorite rapper doesn't have. But as you know, what comes up must come down at some point, and that's exactly what happened to Polo G, as his latest album, Hood Poet, did horribly on the charts. I mean, his numbers are so bad that he got outsold by Ice Spice. Ice Spice, for goodness sake. And for context, her album only sold 28k units. Now, it's actually funny that I bring up his album because it might have been the reason for his whole fall off. After he dropped Hall of Fame, everybody was waiting to see what project he would drop next. And since he had just released 3 double platinum albums consecutively, it was only a given that the 4th album was gonna be on the way, right? Well, no. Polo decided to push his album back, meaning he wasn't gonna be releasing a project in 2022. Instead, he opted to release singles. While the singles were fine, they weren't good enough for him to keep postponing an album. So since he knew he had to deliver for his fans, he scheduled his next project to drop in September of 2023. Now, nothing could possibly stop Polo from dropping this time, right? Right? Well, no. A month before the project was set to drop, he somehow managed to get himself arrested, and because of this, he chose to delay the album yet again. Yeah, after this, you can imagine all his fans were pissed. I mean, you can delay an album once, but making them wait another year, that's just not gonna sit well with them. And since his fan base aren't as gullible as Playboy Cardi's, they decided to turn on him. The album couldn't be pushed back anymore. It was now or never, so he finally dropped the album, but it was too late. People were sick and tired of waiting, so they had no interest in listening to it once it came out. This was evident by the sales, as it only did 24,000 units, which was a fraction of his previous album Hall of Fame that sold over 150,000 units. And as for the people who did go and listen to it, they weren't impressed. You see, the album wasn't bad, but it was outdated. Most of the songs on the project were years old, and people wanted something new from Polo, which he seemingly failed to deliver. But even though they are much smaller, Polo still does have a big cult-like following, so if he plays his cards right, he might be able to get a chance at a comeback in the near future. Unlike the next rapper on our list, who destroyed any chance of a comeback by dissing a whole community. If I mentioned the word rockstar to you back in 2020, the first thing you would probably think of was DaBaby. After the success of his mega hit, DaBaby did something that most rappers fail to do. That was replicate his success. Proving to all his haters that he wasn't no one-hit wonder, he followed up his success with multiple hit songs and features from the biggest artists such as Megan Thee Stallion, Post Malone, and even Dua Lipa. The man was on fire. He was selling out shows, headlining festivals, and racking up millions of streams. Life was good until it wasn't. In July of 2021, DaBaby was performing at Rolling Loud in Miami. The set was going great until he stupidly said this.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexually transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone lighting it up. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone lighting it up.
Just by that one clip alone, DaBaby finally gave all his haters a valid reason to hate him, because the internet exploded. Clips of his performance went viral, and folks were rightfully pissed. And the backlash would get so bad that even his former collaborator Dua Lipa had to denounce his actions. So by this point, DaBaby knew he had effed up and he needed to make it right straight away.
I'm gonna address this weak ass internet shit one time and I'm gonna get back to giving my love to my fans. Regardless of what you motherfuckers talking about, how the internet and twisted up my motherfucking word. Me and all my fans at the show, the gay ones and the straight ones, we turn the fuck up.
Even if his heart was in the right place, his apology wasn't enough, as major festivals dropped him because of his loose tongue, and presumably this had a negative effect on his bank account.
It's all good.
Did you take any real L's?
Don't nobody, and hell yeah. Like
what were the L's?
A week or two after, $30 million, $30 million.
By this time, DaBaby knew that nothing was ever gonna bring back his audience, so he seemingly decided to stop fighting the hate, and he chose to embrace it. He dropped a music video for his song, Giving What It's Supposed to Give, where he holds up a sign that reads out, AIDS. And if that wasn't bad enough, he ends the song with rainbow text saying, "Don't fight hate with hate. My apologies for being me." Yeah, this was definitely a backhanded apology, so unsurprisingly, DaBaby's career took a massive nosedive after this. Some of his shows started getting cancelled, like the one in New Orleans, which reportedly got axed due to low ticket sales after he allegedly only sold 500 tickets for a venue that holds over 10,000 people. Bro, I have seen backdoor church conventions with a bigger audience than that. Surprisingly, DaBaby has a strong fanbase who don't really care what he says, so he still has a chance at a revival. Unlike the next rapper on our list, who decided to mock over 2 billion people. Lil Nas X has a knack for poking the bear, and in 2021, he poked it hard with Montero. The music video had him sliding down a stripper pole to hell, giving Satan a lap dance. Yeah, I'm not gonna show the video here because I've already seen enough of it, so if you wanna traumatize yourself, hey man, YouTube is available, go ahead and do your thing. But if you wanna spare your eyes, let me summarize it for you. The track was basically him serving up a middle finger to conservatives, and the internet lost its mind as Christian groups started calling sacrilege and conservative pundits were calling it out as devil worship. And to be fair, it kinda was. While Lil Nas X was undoubtedly more hated than ever, he still leaned into the drama, which is a bad move, but not when it's executed correctly. For the past few years, X has lost his touch and he hasn't been releasing the hits the same way he used to. In fact, for a while, his last controversy-free song to hit the Billboard Hot 100 was Holiday, a song that hit its peak in 2021. So by now, he knew that he wasn't going to be getting a taste of the spotlight if he wasn't going to be controversial. So in 2024, he got back to his antics and he released a song titled J. Christ. In the music video, he could be seen posing as Christ on a cross. The video was just disturbing to say the least. And as a Christian myself, I can't even bring myself up to show it to you. And apparently, Kaisenet felt the same way.
No! Fuck that! Yo, Lil Nas X, you could eat my whole... I hate that nigga, bro. That shit just popped up in my head, bro. God gonna handle you in the right way. I didn't even talk about that yet, bro. But look...
All this outrage was just what Lil Nas X needed. Because of all the hate, the song gained him free publicity, which led to him making his return to the Billboard charts. But this was a double-edged sword because the song effectively cursed his career. Because by the very next week, the song would fall off the charts along with his career. After the track, no one took him seriously because he had just branded himself as a gimmick rapper who could only gain attention by being controversial. For proof of this, follow-up singles like Where Do We Go Now and Light Again didn't even chart. In fact, I don't even think you would have ever heard of those songs if I didn't say them to you right now. His career is now doing so bad that the only time he actually made a little noise was when he seemingly got slapped in the face by God.
And when I smile, this is me doing a full smile right now, by the way. It's like, what the f***?
And the saddest part about the story is that X is still a talented star, but he will never see his full potential ever again due to his antics. Unlike the next man on our list, who still has a chance to make it big once again. Roddy Ricch didn't get cancelled like most of the people in this video, so why exactly did he fall off? Well, it's complicated, but the story goes like this. Back in February of 2022, he dropped a snippet for a track called Out My Mind on Instagram, and the comments were brutal because fans were saying, "This ain't it, Roddy fell off, what is this, fuck this shit, we need the old Roddy back." The vibe was so negative that he straight out decided to deactivate his Twitter and Instagram. The problem with Roddy was that he couldn't live up to his past successes. He was failing to recreate the magic he had once had with the box and Down Below, but at least he tried. His songs such as Aston Martin Truck were great, but it was his albums where his weaknesses really showed. His album Live Life Fast tanked with just 62,000 first week sales. Compare that to his previous album Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, which moved over 100,000 units. Roddy knew how to make good music, but not in large quantities. When you listen to his music, you never really know what you're gonna get. On one hand, you might hear a banger, or on the other, you're probably gonna hear a song which is mild at best. Meaning, if you're listening to his latest albums, you're gonna be skipping 50% of the songs. And sadly, this was the case for Free the Streets 3. The album only sold 35,000 units. That's nearly half the sales of the album before it. And obviously, these bad sales fueled the notion that he was falling off. And this was a topic that Roddy himself couldn't avoid any longer, so he decided to address the situation on his song, Survivor's Remorse.
Imagine if I had $1 for every time you say I fell off, I'd be a billionaire.
As much as he doesn't want to admit it, the pressure is really getting to him, so he has decided to take the Polo G route by delaying his next album. Initially, the album was supposed to be released on December of 2024, but since then, it's been delayed 4 times, with the new release date being October 2025. But if it's taking a page out of Polo G's book, then the album is almost destined to fail, as the demand for it continues to drop day by day. In this video, I only scratched the surface, as there are tons more artists who deserve to be in the video. So drop a comment if you want to see a part 2, but till then, check out the video on your screen.